I pledge
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call please.
Moreno,
Here.
Director Grant,
Here.
Director Clayton,
Here.
Moving on to item number 1, minutes of the regular meeting held October 9th, 2025.
I'll make a motion that we adopt those. I've gone over them.
And I'm going to abstain because I wasn't here, but I did review the minutes.
I'm also doing the same because I wasn't here, so you can have a point for that one.
Unless Josh, I mean, I read the minutes.
We can just, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I read through the minutes and I don't have any objections with anything that was reported.
We can wait till
I was
next
here
meeting.
and I read the whole thing and I believe everything's right.
We can just put it on, we'll approve 2 sets of minutes for the next meeting. Good.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Happened before.
Okay.
All right, moving on to item number 2, committee reports.
We've managed to be really busy and only have one committee to report on, which was the setting of this agenda last Thursday.
Moving on to item number 3, general manager's report.
Some of you might be aware, we had an Airfest this past weekend.
Yay!
Some of us are still recovering from it. I think it was a success in spite of
Government shutdown.
government shutdown. I enjoyed myself. I think everyone else.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
So now the Airfest is over, we're back into runway project.
Did that cut us down half on the planes, you think, with the Strowman shutdown?
I don't know the number. Well, I mean, it took out all what the military would have been. We would have the F-35 demonstration, all that. I mean, great. But look at everything we still have.
We still had a fun time, and it was really nice.
That's the planes of fame, what they can bring.
Exactly. They're
So-
good.
I honestly was kind of like glad it was like a little different.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Cal Fire stepped up.
Campfire stepped up and did a wonderful flyby.
That was pretty good.
And I think that's something that should happen every year.
Yeah.
I
They
agree.
were
Because
good.
that's a big part of what we do here.
Especially with the water drop.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was great.
And it was a water drop.
Mhm.
I was standing next to one of the managers for the Forest Service time. I said, if that was a real drop, what would that cost? And I won't tell you the number. I'm glad we dropped water. And he just realized how much money runs through this airport when they're fighting the fire. It's insane. Now we're back to our runway project, and we're gonna wrap this up Sunday night. They're gonna close as soon as the airline comes in. We've already arranged, so if the airline's delayed, the project will delay its closure, so we'll accommodate the airline. And, we're currently scheduled, we've set the schedule up to run night closures through the morning of November 3rd. So it gives them sufficient time to finish off the project, so
So just at night, they're going to close?
just at night, and we won't interfere with airline operations. So it'll be back open at 4:30 in the morning for the 5-something flight that departs, so.
When does it close? What time?
So the first night, the 26th, it'll be at 11 o'clock. Flight comes in roughly 10:30. But then there's some times when it comes in at 7:30 in the middle of the week, so we close at 8. So we'll be, I'm feeling good about it. This project is gone. Except for the asphalt plant blowing up, which, who do you blame?
Yeah.
This project has really gone off well. I'm very happy after everything we went through to get to it. It's pretty amazing. Customs,
If I could just ask, what are they finishing at night?
they're gonna do now that the asphalt's cured, because it's been 3 to 4 weeks,
And you beat the rain, smartly done.
planned out all of it, and the fire. All of it was scheduled. They'll do the lateral grooving. And then they'll do a final coat of paint. They're gonna do the entire center line. We've asked the FAA, they would allow us to replace the remaining of the remaining portion of the runway lights because we still have some budget, but they haven't provided a response, which is fine. So what you're gonna see is brand new state-of-the-art LED lights for the 3,400 feet. And then the old school incandescent, which is all legal, you're allowed to do that. If anyone asks you why is it
Why is it
this
different?
color, then it turns to this more amber looking color, that's what it is. But at some point, the plan is we're gonna change out all the runway lights, just a matter of how we pick it up in a grant. And so it's on the to-do list. We've asked them to allow us to do it now, but they haven't said yes. So just so you know, that's what it's about.
Okay, thank you.
And that should end November the 3rd.
Oh, we're there. And we'll be back here this time next year talking about taxiway. So we're already getting after it with that, but
Taxiway A, is that was Alpha?
yes. And all the attachments and changing some geometry. It's gonna be awesome. We're doing good stuff.
And you're getting a grant out of that. There was low-lying fruit that you're picking to add to that so you could build that, is that right?
It's gonna be federally funded. We have, taxiway of the AIP money. We're also gonna ask for what's left of if you recall the bilateral infrastructure law, bipartisan infrastructure law, that the FAA in its little column down to us calls airport improvement grants. And we're gonna look at, we're hoping to do some improvements in the hangar areas. Because the AIG money and its eligibility requirements for payment is different than AIP, it's much more generous. So we can do some improvements through our hangars that we couldn't do with AIP money. So the timing is perfect, we want to take care of that. So you're gonna see and some pavement improvements through the district-owned hangars.
Yeah, what's the time frame on that, Martin?
Good question. We're in October 1 was the federal fiscal year
Yeah,
that started. So they could give us a grant tomorrow. That's not gonna happen.
okay,
They've asked us, when will you be ready to go to bid? And we've told them, February,
okay,
because we want to get out of winter.
yeah,
So if we caught the first wave of grants, we could be out there in April, May, which would be awesome. But worst case scenario, assuming they agree to everything, and I think they will, it'd be similar to what we just had where we're into September, the end of the worst case would be we catch grants in it.
at the end of their fiscal year.
This,
Okay, got it.
which brings on the whole same set of issues we have now where we're getting into winter, we're getting into the air fest. So our hope is we'll catch an earlier grant. And if we're lucky, we're in May, we're out there doing the work. But
Okay.
say by August, we're wrapped up, so everything's done, we're out of the way. But that's all wishful thinking at this point.
Okay.
We got a bunch of work to do.
And you said it's the two different accounts, AIP, AIG,
So we're AIG.
different funds.
We're gonna basically use the balance of what's coming through that BIL.
Yeah.
Act. I don't know, it's all expiring, now's the time to do it.
Okay,
It's a good project, everyone else has been spending their money on those kind of projects that are very liberal in what's the result. We had to spend this current project, we had to spend it on a runway project. Could have been discretionary, but we had to spend bill money, because that's what we have available.
do they have a limit for us? I mean, because we have a lot of projects. I mean, we could,
There's absolutely a limit.
okay, oh, there is a limit,
We know
okay,
what the number is.
Okay.
It's
so you're just.
to the penny.
Okay,
We're building projects into a number,
okay, thank you.
with one exception. There is discretionary pool. Where the FAA gets to decide where they want to move money around to address the region. And so our hope on the taxiway project is we'll catch discretionary funding
Okay,
and we'll get to do more. So we're throwing everything in the kitchen sink at them,
okay,
hoping we'll catch discretionary money. And then we'll back into a project that they're willing.
does us having Cal Fires here, does that help us at all? Does that make us a higher priority because of,
We don't have CAL FIRE, we have US Forest
or
Service.
US Forest, sorry,
In that realm, it doesn't hurt, but it's that part of the equation.
yeah,
It's part of the equation because it drives the type of aircraft that we operate.
How many planes does the US Forest Service have out there?
None,
So,
they're all contract,
oh. Okay.
so they come when they need them.
Okay.
Things. Yeah, we can spend all day here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
okay.
You're going on to,
Run.
the,
No, what's next week? Customs, it looks like we're gonna hand off customs probably mid-November now. That just is what it is, it's fine, I'm fine with delaying that a little bit.
Okay, you say that handoff, but when are we open for business? Because Janine's here and I had stated, beginning of the year at our announcement.
So you hand it off, and it's only when you hand it off that they get around to actually trying to find someone to fill the position.
Okay.
So we're probably March,
That far out?
that's around the corner, Tony.
No, January's around the corner. March is, that's around the next corner.
That's plenty soon as far as.
Second one was like.
have we reached out with any advertisement to anybody to
We're
worry
working on that, everything we've discussed.
back in one?
You know, I wanna be honest with you all. It's not like we're gonna throw the gate open, all these international
Oh, I know.
planes are gonna land here.
Yeah.
I worked at an airport that had C numbers and X numbers and all that stuff. We never talked about open customs. This is a reach. So no, let's keep our feet on the ground with customs.
So have a little bit lower expectation for now, but I had some big hopes.
We're working on it.
Thank you.
Solar project's finally underway. You can see it going on in the parking lot. So that'll happen when it happens. Rent study in a minute.
We didn't get it yet?
I haven't got it yet, but it's due. They're not late. But hopefully in the next week or so we'll have that. And that'll go right into some other stuff we're working on. And so my hope is by the next meeting, we'll be talking about that rent study. Another item I want to share with you is Econ Alliance is hosting a tourism luncheon on the 18th of November from 11:30 to 1:30 at the San Ynez Valley Marriott. Well, because of our membership in Econ Alliance, we will have a table. And if you all or your friends are available, I would strongly recommend that we participate in this.
What's the date?
November 18th, Tuesday, November 18th. If you're interested, please let us know so we make sure you have a seat.
I'm interested.
This time?
11:30 to 1:30. But there's a natural tie in everything we're working on. Very familiar with this and what this group of people do for a living. Promoting tourism. We want to be the San Ynez Valley and the Santa Maria Valley's airport of choice when it comes to tourism. So it's something we want to support for sure. I think that's all I have.
What about, maybe Deloitte, how did that go?
It was exactly what I was warned it would be. Too much.
Say the question again.
Yeah.
NBAA?
National Business Aircraft Association I attended last week. I actually loved it. I went there with the intention of setting myself up to understanding how to market customs. Talking with Chris Kunkel at Jetson, he was like, "Oh, it's way too big for that. You need to go to the smaller groups that." So we discussed this. Director Adams and I are looking at in March going to the Scheduler and Dispatchers Conference, which is still a big event, but it's focused. And to the International Operators Conference, which again is still a big event, but focused. NBAA is the United States of America Business Aviation. It's huge. It was great. I actually went through some great seminars and stuff, little workshops they had. They had nothing to do with customs. I learned about legal stuff today. Chevron versus, you know what I'm talking about? Loper or whatever. They changed how the authority regulatory agencies had. I was like, I didn't know that happened, it only happened like last November, totally changed how, like the FAA, how the courts look at federal regulatory authorities like the FAA, Fish and Wildlife, and how they defer to them. And they said, no, we're not gonna defer to you. So it was a great event. So. Anyways, we're working on that.
Where was that held? Where was that national business?
Vegas.
It was in
Oh,
Vegas,
that's cool.
conference center there, at the convention center. But they were correct. It's way more than, it's not a place to go try to sell customs. You get lost in it.
It's
You need to go
huge.
talk to the people that make decisions about where customs, where their customer lands to clear customs. And that is schedulers, dispatchers, and international operators. So that's where we're gonna put our focus. It's such a niche market. I don't know how else to open the market, other than to those handful of people.
Mhm.
So. Is that enough?
That's enough. Moving on to item number 4, finance report.
So we have our financials for you to review, and if you have any questions, I will do the best I can as your temporary finance director. We have our former finance manager back on board as a contractor. Bernika's coming in and helping out with things, putting things together, but she reminds me on a regular basis, she is retired.
God bless her.
So the demand net register needs to be approved. If you have any other questions about the financials.
I read over the demand register and make a motion, we approve it.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I seconded.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else on finance? Before we go?
Thank you for providing the quarterly investment report. I appreciate that too.
I don't think I had any choice in the matter.
We received.
You're
so thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome that I did what I'm required to do.
Also Bernie did it.
All right, moving on to item number 5, public session. Fitness from the floor will be heard during public session. Request to speak forms are provided for those wishing to address the board. After completing the form, please give it to the clerk. Requests requiring board action will be referred to staff and brought on the next appropriate agenda. Members of the public are cordially invited to speak on agenda items as they occur. Staff reports covering agenda items are available for review in the offices of the general manager on a Tuesday prior to each meeting. The board will establish a time limit for received testimony, in this case 3 minutes. The board reserves the right to establish further time limits for received testimony. Under the pink slips, I'll be ready to move on to item number 6.
Nothing from the chamber? Okay. Thank you.
Authorization for the president and secretary to execute the outdoor storage lease between the district and Robert and Sandra Dickerson.
So this is a storage area we have on the south side of the airport. I'm sure you've seen these agreements before.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. At your current market rates that you adjusted a year or 2 ago, they'd like a place to put some containers. It's that simple.
So it's at the, was it 35 cents a square foot?
What is it in here?
Is it over there where Testa kept
Yeah,
their
exactly.
segment? Okay.
Yes, so
Exactly
it's,
that location.
Oh, it is. So
It's-
is Testa still there or did they
No, they
move out? Okay. It's
It's
the same place.
3.353
Okay.
per square foot.
Okay.
So it's $395.
and is this the? So we had it as, is it the same as the other leases? We had this like.
This
Yes,
is the new lease.
It'll be updated.
Your board approved rate.
Okay.
It might change depending on what the rent study shows, but that's what's current.
What does Robert and Sandra Dickerson do? Besides store their stuff?
So Robert he's on the planning commission for the city of Santa Maria.
Oh,
And Sandra owns White People, or Your People Professionals, YPP.
They were on our flight, it was fun.
Yes,
They joined us in Phoenix.
they're like the power couple.
Yeah, she's chamber board chair.
Oh, yeah, she's chamber board, that, I forgot about that too, and she's Santa Maria Philharmonic president.
And she's on the workforce development board, she's on a lot of.
She's on a lot of things,
She's a mover and shaker.
yeah, and her husband is too. Robert's very involved in the
Do
community.
we know what they're gonna be storing?
I don't know, I didn't ask, but they're both very excited and they're bringing a friend too. We're gonna have another lease coming back next meeting.
I would make a motion to approve that.
You have a motion to approve?
I second
We
it.
have a second to approve, all in favor? Aye. Moving on to item number 7, discussion and direction of staff regarding marketing efforts for the American Airlines service.
You have a report from our, what do you call it now, agency of record? The work that they're doing,
Is it this one you're talking about?
Yes.
With the,
That whole packlet, yeah.
Traditional
put some
media.
things Together.
well, and then radio plan, and then chamber bucks. And then bolster.
Yes, so the beginning is just the plan, what they were doing, the radio plan. And then how we're gonna spend our chamber bucks now that we have 2 years for, and, then after, Tony and our discussion last week with Jeff, I reached out during that meeting and heard back immediately, with a plan to bolster and change some of the funding from year 2 into year 1 to get more marketing going.
Okay, do you mind if I share the comments from Jeff in our meeting? So just before the announcement, the inaugural flag announcement, Steve Brown and Carrie and I met with Jeff Hartz, is that his last name?
Yes.
Jeff Hartz, and he shared his disappointment with us and what he felt to be one of the poorest inaugural campaigns ever kicked off. He said that our load capacity was 25%, which is going to cost us. And he's hoping that our load capacity for the month of November would be 40%, which is going to cost us. So he kind of projected out how quickly we could fizzle out if we didn't make some changes rather rapidly. He admonished us for taking so long to put stuff out on social media and out in the community. And to be honest, a lot of it was fair. It was very fair depiction. And coincidentally, Suzanne Singh happened to be walking by, so we pulled her in on the conversation too, to let the chamber know as well that we needed to do more. We need to do more. So in the meantime, I did speak with Michael Boyer, and the chamber has earmarked some additional funds in order to help promote the flight. It's weird. It was really weird to me because at the Air Fest, there are people that were high-fiving me saying this is the best thing that's ever happened. And then there are people that don't know that it's going on. And I don't understand how people don't know that it's not happening. Other than the fact that we're in the tornado, right? So we know what's going on, but I don't understand how other people don't know. And one of the comments was maybe we're not reaching enough people through some of our communications programs like radio or the media. Although the media is even represented tonight, they've done multiple articles. So,
Yes. And Vic, you heard
I have heard advertisements on the radio stations for it.
oh, you have,
both
okay.
For the inaugural flight and then also highlighting the Allegiant flights to Vegas.
Oh,
I heard them
awesome.
right before I walked in here tonight, so,
Okay,
yeah, and I heard them in advance.
I haven't heard one spot on the radio, and I did hear one regarding the trains are gonna be better and faster at LAX Airport. I did hear that one, but I haven't heard any of the other ones, and I didn't get anything on my phone. Nothing hit my phone to say Allegiant Airlines is here. If you look on your phone, you'll see that I'm doing a Halloween thing, and it's on your phone right now. There it is.
I haven't seen that.
It's on your phone.
Also be
I
careful, you're showing people
geofenced,
you
I
use technology.
geofenced the whole airport So anybody that walks in or out with their phones is gonna get it on there.
Okay, but also.
That's what you gotta do for these phones, you gotta get them on the phones, and you know how much that costs? For $500, I can hit 120,000 phones for $500. Why wouldn't I do that over and over again? I don't wanna piss people off by doing that, but I do wanna get the word out, and I'm
Let's
getting
bring
the
it
word.
back to airline marketing. So,
This is what airline marketing should be doing, is this. And it should be radio all the time on the morning drives and on the evening drives. During the day, people are at work that are making the money to ride on those
so there's
airplanes.
a whole thing in here about the radio. It also has a couple of weeks of the spot report for the last 2 weeks. That you asked for. A little Q&A on what's happening with the radio and how they're advertising, why they chose their channel and so on and so forth. But yeah, and to add to that, I think the beginning part of this discussion was because, and why it was a bad kickoff is because we took so long to get a marketing firm in place, and that really hurt us. And we're gonna be paying for that,
But we're full court
but
press right
now
now.
we are, our campaign's up and going. And like I said, I was texting them during the conversation and they reacted immediately and provided the last 2 reports of how they showed. The last packet is our numbers and how things are going so far, but the other 2 things just show how we're bolstering the marketing and bringing funds up from year 2 into year 1. They did reach out to SkyWest to talk to them directly, and figure out a game plan with them on how we should be going forward with our marketing.
Well, Carrie, since, okay, so Advanced Media, they're the professionals, so I really want to hear what you have to say. I do. But, like, I read the newspaper, and I know it's digital, right? So I go to Newshawk and I go to the Santa Maria Times every day, and they've been featuring us. So I don't know how people in the community can say that they don't know. So one thing, and we were on the television too, and we were on TV in Phoenix, not just in Santa Maria. We made it in both stations, because I had people from Phoenix that saw us on the inaugural flight, or tell me that they saw us on the inaugural flight on their TVs. So we were meeting it in some areas. What I don't understand is, who are we not reaching? Oh,
I just got on the flag.
You need to come to-
This one.
Yeah, go into the dice, go into the dice.
Oh, I just want to say, I just got on a flight from San Luis Obispo, and I actually talked to a number of people on that flight, and I mentioned about Santa Maria and the new flight. Not one of the few people, I only talked to a few, they didn't know anything about it. But then I said, and it's free parking. Wow, free parking, it's like, that's a big deal still.
Yeah.
Because when you look at what they're charging, like $20 a day, and you're there for a week, that starts to add up.
yeah.
And I told them how convenient it is. I like flying out of San Luis because that's pretty much the only place we've had to fly out of, but now we have an option. And it's really easy to fly out of this airport.
Yeah.
And so and then the other thing I would just say is like having a big billboard, which normally the airport does do, and I know this takes time. I think once people start finding out about it, they're gonna start using it. And the other thing is just promoting, like you mentioned at the inaugural event, that, you go to Phoenix, you can fly anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
One stop and boom, you can be in Europe. So I just think the word needs to get out, it just takes time.
Okay.
That was my point, but it was interesting just talking to a few people, I had no clue. And they were, past Robles, San Luis, maybe Rio Grande, people right there that I was talking on the airplane, trying to promote actually the
Yeah.
Santa Maria flight, and thinking what a great thing it is, so I think it's
So trying to figure out how to get that to Waterfall, because the chamber did let me speak at their mixer. I'm taking every opportunity I can in the community to tell as many people as possible. I was at a meeting yesterday and it had nothing to do with the airport, but there were a bunch of people that were leaders in the community, and I took time to tell them all about our flights twice a day. And not forgetting, you can still go to Las Vegas, but you can go to Phoenix, and you go anywhere in the world just through Phoenix.
I still believe once it's a successful one, it definitely should be. There's other airlines, you're just gonna follow suit and want to be here, so
I think, you know, it's tough starting out, people need to know about it once they know about it, and they start comparing fares. I do know some people that look at going on the inaugural flight, and they said, man, it was like $600-700. But I said, you know, normally when you book a flight, you're like a month in advance, 3 weeks in advance, or due to last minute, that's what's happens, you know, so.
Okay, thank you, Tom.
But Tony, I'm with you, I have a hard time too, because I guess I'm in the funnel, like you said, but I don't know how people haven't heard of it.
I've, my personal experience, I flew in last Thursday. I was pleasantly surprised how full the plane was. I was here late last night, it was around when the flight came in, and it was, you know, should have 40 people, which was, you know, Jeff's an expert at this, maybe, but I was like, there's people flying this.
That's good.
And the best advertising I think we could have is word of mouth, and people are happy with the experience.
Yeah.
So it's really important, like, that I don't let a runway project get in the way of that service, whatever. We don't have a solar project in the middle of the parking lot. People are gonna word of mouth, they're gonna tell their friends and family.
I want to add that I think we need to do more of a social media push as well, TikTok videos, influence that. April made a video during the hour flight. It has currently 52.9 thousand views with 109 comments. Right, we did that Central Coast Cash Drop. That got 37.5 thousand views and currently has about 20 reshares and 40 comments, right? So
that part is working.
It's not
there
us
is no
though.
part.
I wish they would,
That-
I mean,
that
the
wasn't
cash
us.
drop's one thing.
Oh,
but
That's not us.
Okay.
Well,
Well, you
other
said,
people
you
that
said
did.
April during,
Yeah, for the inaugural flight,
For the
right? That's not something that we have set aside or anything like that. Like this is April doing it for her job.
well, we had Haley doing it for us.
Right, and then we had a Central Coast Cash Drop to the VIP ticket drop.
Yeah.
That was more than their best thing, but I didn't
Okay.
do that, but
I see your point, is not using our services, but I watched our services from what Haley posted on her behalf for SMX.
Could I make a suggestion, Mr. President? Would you, ask your appropriate subcommittee to meet with staff next week? And we get to the weeds of this and get after it.
sounds good.
That's the promotional committee,
The
Marketing.
marketing. I think you just asked them, Chris.
Yeah.
They're sitting here.
I think we can make some.
It's not me to ask.
Yeah.
I think we need to double the radio and the TV right away. Then we just need to double that, like right now, there's not enough. We need to just hit it hard and get a lot more ads out there. I didn't hear enough from, I didn't hear any ads, but
Well, I'd like to meet, your committee to meet with, so we can get, rather than public meeting here, we get to the weeds of this, get our consultant involved.
Okay.
Get
Well-
after it.
Tonight, while there's three of us here, I'd like to authorize the expenditure of additional funds so that this committee can proceed.
Are you asking for a motion to authorize?
Yes, I'm asking, I move that we allow hang on one second,
the second year to move.
We don't have
First year.
specific numbers.
allow the marketing and promotions committee to spend up to an additional $100,000 to market
I
our,
think we're probably agendas.
Yeah, so this is on for discussion and direction to staff to operate within what's previously been approved by the board. If the board wants to authorize an additional expenditure, we'd have to bring that back and.
well, I was trying to shortcut, but since we
Tell
have.
you it's not an additional expenditure, we're just asking to move the second year up to the first year.
We haven't
Okay.
It's
approved budget.
doubling our
Okay.
efforts. of what
So
we're
then
doing.
there's no need for a motion.
If we meet with the marketing committee and we look at the numbers and we need more appropriation from the board, we'll come back.
I don't want to wait 2 weeks, that's the problem.
I think
We
that's.
can have a special meeting.
I think
Okay,
that's a mistake.
Let's
I
have
think
a,
that's
let's
2
have,
weeks too long.
let's have. a
I'm not saying wait 2 weeks, but we can't, we have to follow the Brown Act.
Well, we know
We have
that.
to agendize things
So
properly.
what we can do is we can have a subcommittee as soon as possible. And then at that subcommittee, we can have a special meeting, we can have it the same day.
Okay.
No,
I would appreciate that because I want to make sure that we're not delaying the promotion.
I think there's sufficient budget there. We just
I should be.
push the money in the right direction.
Okay, so,
We're down
so
to
if,
$250,000.
so it's on, there is a budget and the budget's not going to be exhaustive anytime in the next few weeks, so there's an approved budget, so for the discussion direction staff, you can certainly, as a collective, give direction to the staff and committee that you would like some of those funds that would be scheduled to be spent in the future can be pushed up and spent now. So as long as we don't exceed our total budget, we don't need an additional approval. So you can give that direction now, so we don't need another meeting. And then if in the future, we're going to run up against our total budget, additional budget could be approved in the future. As long as we operate within the existing budget, which I believe there's plenty of space
It's like a 2-year budget.
to do. So there's plenty of money that's already approved. The direction, and it sounds like you're giving, is that you would like the committee and staff to push up spending some of that money now, so that we're not metering it out at the currently existing planned rate, and that doesn't require any additional approval of budget or a special meeting or anything else.
And Carrie already touched on that, but that's what we're looking at, so we'll meet
Okay.
with the committee and we'll do exactly what you want us to do.
Thank you. So I don't need to make an additional.
We don't need
motion?
any
I
additional
understand.
motion.
Okay.
We just need the direction, which sounds like there's consensus from the board,
Yes,
and so that's fine, then the staff and the committee can proceed under that direction.
awesome, thank you. I'm very familiar with per seat costs are and how quickly we can consume a budget paying for unused seats versus paying for airways. And I'd rather pay for airways than unused seats.
Well, there's a whole conversation I wanna have, I don't wanna have to hear about how we do that. So we need to meet with our subcommittee, with
Okay.
your board subcommittee.
Okay, I'm done, thank you.
All right, so that's direction. Moving on to item number 8, resolution 952, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Santa Maria Public Airport District expressing appreciation to, Adamski, Morosky, Madden, Cumberland, and Green LLP for services as District Council of the Santa Maria Public Airport District. Do you guys have anything?
I'm scrolling down. I hadn't looked at it in a time.
Finally rid of this guy.
It's gonna be a very sad day.
Michael, you know how to vote, Michael? So, sorry, we gotta split it up, apologize.
It's the last page.
It's the last page. Yes. If you want to do the first 3, and then. Well, so you do the second 3, I'll do the last 3. You do the second 3, I'll do the last 3. He's gonna do the first 3 paragraphs. Second.
Okay, he's gonna do the first 3 and I'm gonna do the second 3.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
No, I already.
Whereas Adamski, Borowski, Madden, Cumberland, and Green LLP has served as district council for the Santa Maria Public Airport District from October the 15th, 2009 through October the 31st, 2025, providing 16 years of dedicated legal service. And whereas during this period, the district benefited from the expertise and leadership of 2 chief legal district counsel, Raymond A. Bering and Joshua George, along with the valuable contributions of Assistant District Counsel Natalie Fry Lackey and Daniel Chung. And whereas AMMCG has provided timely and thoroughly legal review of countless leases, contracts, board items, and policies, including but not limited to internal financial controls, record retention, the injury and illness prevention plan, personal manuals, conflict of interest codes, election documents, and numerous air service contracts with Allegiant Air, United Airlines, SkyWest Airlines, and Mulcahy Airlines, and
Whereas AMMCG guided the district through significant governance transitions, including the change from at-large to district-based elections and successfully navigating 2 subsequent redistricting efforts. And whereas AMMCG was instrumental in assisting the district in resolving key legal actions, including those involving the Department of Fish and Wildlife and Semco, as well as in declaring surplus land, obtaining FAA release approvals, and facilitating the sale of various parcels. And whereas AMMCG successfully defended the district against internal legal challenges, achieving dismissals of multiple lawsuits while continuing to provide steady and effective legal counsel. And
whereas AMMCG played a vital role in preparing, negotiating, and managing contracts on behalf of the district for 15 airport improvement program projects totaling more than 35 million, resulting in the successful completion of numerous critical infrastructure improvements, including the runway extension, acquisition of the aircraft rescue and firefighting, vehicle and associated access improvements for the fire station, taxiway and taxi line rehabilitations, the airport master plan, obstruction removal projects, terminal apron construction, relocation of the runway 20 threshold, rehabilitation of runway 12 and 30, and multiple hangar rehabilitation projects. And whereas through their commitment and professionalism, AMMCG contributed to significant district accomplishments, including the establishment of the U.S. Forest Service Air Tanker Base, the return of U.S. Customs Service, and the relocation of the Plains of Fame Air Museum to Santa Maria. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Santa Maria Public Airport District hereby express its sincere appreciation and gratitude to Adamski, Morosky, Madden, Cumberland, and Green LLP for 16 years of exemplary legal service, professionalism, and dedication to the advancement and success of the district. Thanks, John. Beach.
If you don't mind, I would like to say a couple words.
Absolutely.
I started working here with Ray Berrien 16 years ago, and I know that was before the time for all of you that are on board now, but he came into my office one day and Ray had this wonderful deep voice and he said, "Josh, I'm gonna get this contract at the airport and we're gonna work on it together and I'm gonna teach you how to be a district counsel." And I didn't know anything about it at the time, and I wasn't, really expecting to do it, but I was a pretty young attorney at that moment. So when a partner told me they were gonna do something like that, I said yes. And it has been an honor and a privilege. We've worked through many difficult things. I've gotten much older in the meantime. Hugh Rafferty, who used to be on the board, did a hat for my son when he was born a couple years after I started. He's 14 years old now. It's been a wonderful experience, and I'm sad that it's coming to an end. I'm gonna miss being here and miss working with you all. I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity. So thank you.
We'll miss you too. All right. Anything else before we move on?
I think you probably need a motion and a second to vote.
That's right, we need a motion and second.
You need to fire Josh now.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion to approve the resolution as written.
I second that motion.
Second that motion. All in favor, or I think it's gonna be a roll call. Sorry.
President Moreno,
Yes.
Director Clayton,
Yes.
Director Wright.
Yes.
Thanks again, Josh.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much.
Moving on to item number 9, director's comments. Let's go ahead and start with Mike.
go back and say, Josh, that's 16 years. That's a long time. That's very hard. Did very well. I saw you for 2 of those years. I saw you in the worst part of it. I mean, it was against big odds there and a lot of money flowing around. And it was the Fish and Wildlife and it was the Water Board. And either one of them could have sunk our ship. And you're like, okay, do we stay the course, go this way? We're fighting. What do you guys want to do? And you guided us through that. And you calmed half the side down and you pumped the other half up this direction. We should be going here. And you made it happen. So congratulations to you in getting us to this part. And we should not forget you because you did a lot of things to get us to this moment. So now we can launch to the future. We don't have all this baggage over here hanging behind. And we really appreciate that a lot. So you did the airport well. You are a friend of the airport. Do you need tickets to Phoenix?
Thank you very much.
And I'm just wanting to reach out to everybody that hears this in Santa Maria, get on board those planes. Let's take rides to Phoenix, go here, go to Phoenix, go anywhere. And that's my comment.
I want to also thank Josh and Daniel, because since I've been on the board, Daniel held my hand a lot, Josh, at the very beginning before he took the new assignment. So thank you to both of you guys for being so wonderful. And I've known Hugh Rafferty a long time and an amazing guy. Now, Airfest was fantastic. And Carrie, I want to thank you so much for the contributions that you made in order to corral all of us and get us where we needed to be and make sure that we talked to the people that we needed to speak with. That was amazing, considering that the many hats that you were wearing at the event and how you still kind of shuffled us over to meet various people. Thank you so much for that. I was really happy to see that that we were able to secure some other VIP tickets for people that weren't invited through the normal channels. So thank you to whoever took care of that. I appreciate that too. Comment relative to the military aircraft. Gotta tell you, I was really bummed when I read in the newspaper. Again, I read in the paper. Jim Bray made the comments that the military aircraft weren't coming. I actually called him and said, "Are you kidding me?" And but with the extra displays we had and those P-51 Mustangs and that MiG fighter, I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. So just to your point, Martin, it was fantastic. And okay, we missed a little bit of something, but I think we made up for it in so many other ways. I want to thank people like the Jet Center that were so kind and helpful during the entire event. Also having us meet people that are important to their business and the business of airports. So now the final thing is supporting the SkyWest American Airlines flight just to anywhere in the world, but through Phoenix. We need more promotion of that. We need to see the planes filled. I get it. I heard what Jeff had to say. I'm used to a business where the load factor has to be 80%. I come from a commercial aircraft, but I come from the regional jets as well as the large aircraft, 80%. And we know that we have to have 60% just to break even. We need 80% to offset all the maintenance and other related costs above and beyond that in order for the airline to make money. So we have to push hard, everybody. It's only 76 seats to fill, twice a day leaving here and twice a day coming here. It's important, as the chamber actually helped us get connected with people in Phoenix. It was nice being interviewed. Oh, was that Carrie as well? Okay, I just saw that the chamber was being interviewed as well. So again, Carrie, thank you for setting up those interviews and the media, because it's important. As they stated, they wanted to know why people from Phoenix should fly to Santa Maria. And we have so much to offer. We have so much to offer. So on that note, I just want to say thank you to Michael's comment. Everything's going great. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tony.
And before we dive into your well thought out comment, revise and extend my remarks. Thank you, Carrie. You were awesome for the Air Fest. I overlooked the major accomplishment that you pulled off, and it was amazing. You were awesome.
Okay, and Ash, before you go, I know that Chuck is out and I don't know the protocol, but if we need any real estate, if we have to have any real estate meetings, I don't know if I can be subbed in his place. Because I'm going to ask you to be in the real estate committee going forward, or I'm gonna ask the board, I wanna be in the real estate committee going forward. I wanna help us move quickly.
Can I go then? Patrick?
Yes, okay.
Josh. The first 2 years that I started here, it was, I dealt with legal issues that I never thought I would ever deal with in my life. And honestly, I was completely, you know, it was a wild time, but not once did I worry, because I knew that you and Daniel had locked down. You guys were gonna take care of it, and you guys did. So I really appreciate your, you know, time here, or our time together. And you will be this.
Thank you.
Carrie? Everyone already been giving you praises. Airfest is great. I unfortunately missed the inaugural flight. But I saw the Instagram videos, it looked well attended.
Was,
Yeah, it was.
the terminal was,
There was lots of energy. It was really moving and it was loud.
yeah, we had, and they continued in Phoenix, and they had a whole team that met us there, and it was really wonderful.
Yeah, and I'm glad Mayor Tina gave you a shout out, because it's very well deserved.
There's gotta be some woman.
Tony, thank you so much for stepping up and giving a speech and talking to people.
It was my pleasure.
Acting as the MC there. And yeah, I think we're heading in the right direction. We'll figure this marketing stuff out, and we'll just move forward. So that's my comment. Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Moving on to item number 10, adjournment. We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Thanks, everyone.